Good evening, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope you're right, 'cause it's time for a proper review. Last week we discussed the June 26, 2025 Rust Store, and that means today we're here to talk about July 3rd. So sit back and relax. I'm going to start yapping. So, the July 4 swipe Rust Store for 2025, the second month into the summer. What was my initial reaction when I first saw this Rust Store? And there's one common theme I saw for a few of the skins. Now it's transparency. Stinger Crossbow had some very useful transparency. Work Crate was a pretty creative looking design. I didn't know how to comprehend that. The top half is invisible. Okay, fair enough. And we got a transparent Aimsight LR300. So, pretty interesting bets of skins. I was impressed. I thought it was pretty good. I haven't even talked about the fact that we got the Island Assault Team boots. Yeah, another collection continuation for the Island Assault collection. And yeah, that was getting a lot more interest. So overall, if I was to look at all these skins, what did I think was potentially going to be a very nice investment? And the very first skin I thought about when I was considering all the best predictions was in fact the Stinger Crossbow. So if I could just quickly remind you, as we go over to here, I just need to take a look at one picture and you'll see for yourself that is useful. Now there's only one other crossbow with this amount of useful transparency, and that was the Cargo Heli crossbow. And on the day that this was accepted, Cargo Heli was selling for about $8. Quite a hefty price. That came out in 2022? And it slowly rose up in price because people appreciated it, people wanted it. But now we have this. Back in 2022, whilst we still had quite a lot of people, in 2025 we still have more, and more people buying skins. Whilst this was looking interesting, it was selling for the standard $2 price that you'd see for like a regular weapon skin and a tool skin. So it wasn't selling for like a higher $3 price or $4 or $5. No, just a standard $2. Quite approachable. So, okay, I'm going to be a bit concerned with regards to the amount of sales that might get. If I could just quickly remind you, how many sales did the Cargo Heli crossbow get? So if I could just quickly navigate over to here. There you go. Right here, we have Cargo Heli. As I said, that was selling for $8 during July 4 swipe. But when we saw the Stinger crossbow, and when word got around, that dropped by about $2. Now, if I were to just quickly go take a look at the workshop, just under 14,000 subscribers. So quite a decent amount, but it still worked out nicely, didn't it? Yep. The interest was there, and over the course of 3 years, that went up in price and became one of the most expensive crossbows. So, okay, fair enough. If it worked out for Cargo Heli, maybe this might work out nicely as well. Definitely a good consideration. I thought out of all the skins, that was most likely going to be one of the best skins to consider as a nice investment, like one of the best skins to retain its value. But competing with it, Island Assault Team boots. And so, another skin is accepted. Very, very nice. We were definitely anticipating a full big fat collection. Grey out. Was it going to become absolutely wonderfully desired collection that people would adore? Would it be used as much as white out, black out? Well, I can tell you, when those boots were accepted, that tier 3 went up in price ever so nicely. The gloves went up in price pretty quickly as well, but it kind of got bottlenecked. See, it seems a lot of people bought extras. Those gloves in the previous week, only 18,000 subscribers, but we had about 300 listings very quickly. So it doubled in price up to $2. However, it didn't go up any higher because people just unloading all of their stock. So I was getting a bit concerned about the boots and the gloves. But the tier 3, oh mate, that was just going up. But if this was bottlenecked with the amount of listings, would the same happen to boots? And would the boots match up to the subscriber counts that we saw for tier 3 and the gloves? I was a bit concerned because I knew with a lot of hype with the collection, for the next skins to be accepted, they're going to probably sell quite a lot more. So I was a bit concerned about the boots, but again, with the collection being super hyped up, clearly there's a lot of interest and desire and demand. And that still looked to be probably one of the best, considerations, the best investment for the week. All right, cool. So reminding myself with the predictions, can confirm the next skin I wanted to talk about. It was the training backpack. Why did I talk about a backpack skin, huh? Well, there's an interesting trend I noticed. See, up to this point, a bit about just past half a year since the first skins were accepted for backpacks, And one thing I noticed was, during June of 2025, a lot of skins went up in price very nicely. But in the second half, a dip happened. Prices started to go down. There was some concerns. But one thing I noticed was the Blackout Backpack and the Legacy Kevlar Backpack, they had gone up in price very nicely. Up by about 50%. Even though Blackout Backpack did almost 55,000 subscribers, and Legacy Kevlar, that also had about 24,000 subscribers, still, they went up in price ever so nicely. And I was kind of thinking, well, is it because they're black backpacks? Do people appreciate a good black backpack? Training backpacks basically all black. Yeah, there's the white straps, but still, it's the same thing. So that got me thinking, oh, maybe that actually might be a pretty interesting, nice approachable investment. Okay, well, definitely a consideration. Modern military sap, a very nice, cool looking skin, and by default with semi-automatic pistol skins. I happen to appreciate them quite nicely because they always get usage. When a weapon's being used a lot, there's going to be a lot more desire to use skins for it. And this is where I should bring up the Apocalypse Nomad LR300. Very useful transparency, which you'll see in the Aimsight right there. However, the LR300. Here's a question to you. How often do you use it? How often do you even acquire it? A lot of people just instantly say, oh, I prefer the AK. That seems to be the crux for the LR300. See, if a weapon isn't used that much or appreciated that much, unfortunately, the skins suffer. And with the vast majority of LR300 skins, you'll see it right now, and you've seen it back then, pretty much the majority are down by half. So I could look at this like down 47, down 54, down 50, down 36, down 50, down 50. Sometimes we have some that might actually work out quite nicely. Would a transparent Aimsight LR300 work out? I was still questioning it. Apocalypse Nomad as a collection wasn't exactly super great. With the arrival of the Heat Seeker MP5, the Apocalypse Nomad MP5 dropped off. The AK's had some ups and some downs, but wasn't really sure. M39, we don't have that many skins. It was always kind of doing all right. But an LR300. Questioned it a lot, but smart builders can still lead to some success. So, okay, fair enough. Looking at the remaining skins, by default, had to mention the Crossbow bolt action rifle. Don't get that many skins accepted. Like, there was a period of time for about 2 years where we didn't see any skins accepted. Then we got Redemption Bar. Then we got Chameleon bolt action rifle. Like, initially these were doing very nicely, and back in June they were doing pretty good, both of them in the positive. The next year, 2024, we got Twitch drops and more skins, and unfortunately, these two, they didn't really work out very nicely. Back then, I thought bolt action rifles couldn't do any wrong. But evidently, as you can see here, not so much. And back then, same thing, they're pretty much the same. Trakmer's bolt action rifle is still doing pretty good though, and that's a Christmas skin. So I thought, you know what? We don't actually have that many green bolt action rifles. Maybe that actually might be pretty interesting, special, unique, and people would appreciate it. However, I did bring up the Croco collection as potential nice green camouflage for the jungle. That had gone down by half its price. The AK a bit more, even back then. SAP, unfortunately, it just wasn't doing that good. And that's definitely a thing that I've noticed with SAP skins so far this year. Maybe we've had too many accepted. But SAP skins in general tend to work out better compared to most skins. What about the bolt action rifle, huh? Definitely questioned it, but I was also intrigued and interested. Next, No Mercy rocket launcher. Basically, before we just didn't see that many being accepted at all. Suddenly this year, we got the third one. Maybe later in the year, we'll probably see even more. When this arrived, Black Ops rocket launcher just dropped off. Concerns started to arise. I wasn't fully confident. But this is the No Mercy rocket launcher. White and black. Maybe people appreciate another white rocket launcher. Previously, we'd seen, the Antique? I can't remember the rocket launcher name. The other white rocket launcher. Here we go. It is called Antique rocket launcher, yeah. But No Mercy's white and black. It's also the largest collection we have in the game. So I definitely questioned it, considered it. And hey, funnily enough, one skin literally the week after the other. Okay, that's pretty cool. But I was definitely hesitant. Fair bit concerned. So, alright. We'll leave it at that. Then I considered the temple garage door, but yeah, I've left it for second last. Again, another garage door this year. I mean, it's nice to see, cool looking design, no question about it. But another jungle themed garage door? Oh yeah, we're definitely desperate for another jungle themed garage door for sure. Oh yeah. It's not like we had any earlier in the year. Garage doors by themselves as well, the amount that we'd seen accepted, I was just like, guys, $3, that's going down by about half its price. I just didn't have any confidence with it. And then we had the work crate small box. Now, by default, with like all small boxes up to this point, I just didn't really trust them. But this, with its very wacky, yet somewhat homely workshop design, the work crate small box, quite a lot of people actually really liked it. It was selling quite nicely. I just personally didn't get it. Well, there's going to be a fun talk about that, don't you worry. So, overall, pretty interesting Betcher skins, a pretty interesting Force-Wipe Rust door. How did everything turn out after the first 24 hours of sales? So, if we could just go back over to here, I do believe I have everything ready. The boots are on top. The boots were selling very nicely. Followed by the work crate. Again, surprised. But as time went on, I slowly started to realise why people liked it. Stinger Crossbow. Seems initially not that many people were fully well aware of it. But at this point in time, I did make a video showcasing it, comparing it to the Cargo Heli Crossbow. And you will see a difference. Oh yes, you will see a difference in the sales. But initially, just over 10,500, just under 10,000, and just over 9,500 subscribers for the top 3 skins. Pretty compact, looking pretty good. Rocket launchers also selling quite nicely. Garage door and the backpack also doing quite alright. Like, on average, the sales are pretty good. But not really for the LR300. Apocalypse Nomad LR300. Transparent pay-to-win Aimsight. Lowest selling skin. Okay, well that's kind of eye-opening. Yes it is. Wow. Just goes to show how much people appreciate an LR300 skin. Very well. And so now we'll talk about the abnormals. What prices did we offer when it came to the night of doing the abnormal barders? Now, just to quickly remind you, unfortunately, well, back then, SMM, it wasn't really working. So we're not going to get a very good visual in regards to the sales. But I do have the prices, and I can talk about what prices I suggested. So maybe we'll just go over to here, and we'll just look at a different website. So I looked at the No Mercy rocket launcher. I made a consideration. It sold for $2.49. As I mentioned, we had quite a lot of rocket launchers this year compared to previous years. An extra one. But then again, the possibility of seeing even more. So, okay, we understand. But I just didn't fully trust it. After seeing the drop of the Black Ops rocket launcher, I was like, you know what? 80 cents to $1.20. I don't want to go in too strong with this. Also, inevitably, we will have the autumn fall seasonal dip in 2025. So maybe I'm better off just going about halfway. So 80 cents to $1.20. In regards to the Apocalypse Nomad LR300, well, after seeing the lack of interest and, questioning all the other LR300 skins, I just thought, you know what? I think I'm going to play it safe. 70 cents to $1 for a $2.49 skin. With the Temple Garage door, again, I'll just keep on bringing up the amount of garage doors we've seen so far this year in 2025, up to this point as well. It was ridiculous. There was going to be even more garage doors for sure. It was inevitable. It was expected. And so I just thought at $3, I think 80 cents to $1.20, going less than halfway would probably be the best consideration. For the work crate, training backpack. This was a $2 skin. I could see the possibilities that with black backpacks, they seem to be appreciated more. I wasn't 100% convinced, but I thought, you know what? A good 80 cent to $1.20 barter should be all right, just past the halfway point. It looked okay. So, yeah, that's what I considered. Now, with the work crate, a $2.49 skin, I thought, you know what? I don't see it. I don't understand it. I think a lot of people bought it just because it looked cool. I don't think it's going to keep the interest. Also, over the course of the next workshop, I did see more people making some similar designs for small boxes. I suggested only 80 cents to $1.20. Fair enough. Now with the regular skins, the skins that weren't abnormal, with the Crossbow action rifle, that was selling for what? $2? I thought, you know what? I expected to do better compared to most weapon skins. I suggested 80 cents to $1.10. For the Island Assault boots, up to this point, this clearly was going to be the highest selling skin compared to the tier 3 and the gloves. I was a little bit concerned. I thought, you know what, oh no, we're probably going to see a lot of listings just like the Roadsign gloves. The benefit of the Roadsign gloves was the fact that we got the boots just after. Were we actually going to see hoodie and pants, tier 2, and maybe some other things? I did question it. I thought the interest in the collection probably would at least hold up for a while. So I suggested 75 cents to 85 cents for that pair of boots. That was 99 cents at the time. So, okay, fair enough. Modern military sap, $2 skin. I thought, well, sap skins tend to retain their value quite nicely. But we had seen quite a lot of sap skins up to this point. So I suggested 90 cents to $1.30 for a $2 skin. And then Stinger Crossbow, saved it for last. And funnily enough, top selling skin that wasn't abnormal. Interesting. Top selling skin wasn't abnormal. Well, even then, the interest, the amount of sales, I questioned it, I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go up to $1.50. So I suggested $1 to $1.50 for that $2 skin. And now, with that all said, shall we now go ahead, take a look at the skins now, and talk about the outcomes? Right, so did I make any purchases? I can confirm to you, back in July, I didn't actually buy any. Interesting, I thought I did. Bought the gloves, didn't actually buy any crossbows. I'm pretty sure I did. I probably didn't write that down. Oh dear, Hedge. Good job. So I have to quickly check. I swear I bought 30 of them. So I haven't written that down. Do a better job than I have so far this year. Keep track of all your purchases. That Stinger Crossbow, that has done very, very nicely. Now let me just quickly point this out. Stinger as a collection. The skin creator has tried to see more skins being accepted. He's been producing, he's been making some more. Unfortunately, we haven't seen more. So yes, Stinger collection link is right there, but only one skin accepted. Since then I have seen hunting bow, salvage sword, MP5, AK-47, SAR and tier 3 armor, but no extra skin. Did it desperately need it? I think independently it's still going to work out quite nicely. It has retained its value. It has done perfectly fine. It's just a waiting game. Gradually, as time goes on, could it do even better? I mean, I certainly hope so. Let's just take a look at the sales history and, question what happened. So number one, we got a 25 listing there. Oh dear, oh dear. Also, it's now September now. We are expecting prices to gradually go down, but the usefulness of the transparency, it's always going to be known. It's always going to be appreciated. Let's just quickly remind you, at one point, towards the end of July, it actually went up to $3. Kind of retained, then it kind of dropped off a bit. Then it's gone back up again, which is a bit weird. Not fully sure what's going on there, but it certainly isn't in a negative. As we go through September, October, November, will it be alright? Will it stay up? Will it do decent in retaining its value? I still think it will. 104 listings is not a ridiculous amount. That seems totally fine with me. But I am concerned that it might go slightly below that $2 price. Am I worried? Scared? No. I think that's going to be doing very nicely as time goes on. So as long as we don't see any more competition. Twitch drop, another transparent crossbow being accepted in a rust store. If it doesn't happen, that's just going to gradually be appreciated. It's cheaper compared to Cargo Heli, which at the moment is $7 now. I think it's got a good future ahead of it. So yeah, I bought 30 of them. I'm pretty confident I did. In fact, if I were to just quickly go over to here, if I could type in Stinger. Oh, sorry. There you go. Yeah, I bought 30. And it looks like I got an extra one. I accidentally opened up my inventory and it kind of removed 2 from the stack. But I did buy 30. I am not worried about that. And that's definitely something I'll comfortably sit on, wait it out. And yeah, I think that'll be doing quite all right. So we've got all that said and done. What about Island Assault Team boots? Well, we did see that hoodie and pants being accepted. And, tier 2. And a backpack. But awkwardly, after the backpack was accepted, it actually went down in price like the rest of the collection. So, if I could just quickly remind you, when the hoodie and pants came out, both the boots and gloves, oh my, they went up in price, and the tier 3, of course. But when we saw the tier 2 being accepted literally the week after the hoodie and pants, the boots right here, and I swear to you, I saw this happen. It went all the way up to about $8 at one point. Now, does it actually record that? Yes, it does. So, that was fun. That was interesting, but it didn't last forever. So right now, it's just under $3. We are about to go through the bad times. Autumn, fall, seasonal dip. September, October, November. It's unfortunate, but inevitably this is also going to suffer. And, well, I did end up picking up quite a lot of these with buy orders. I did also flip quite a lot of them for some pretty sweet, delicious profit. I sold quite a lot of them for around $4 each after picking them up for about $1 each. That was a very nice bit of profit. And I should ask you right now, did you actually pick up any with an actual purchase? Did you actually make any sales, any flips over the course of summer? I managed to sell some during, what was it, like the first, second week of August. That was fun. I enjoyed that. But they did drop off. And at the moment, Under the Salt collection is kind of not doing super good. It's like, it's doing the positive, but it was so much better before. I'm still under the impression that the collection is going to rebound and work out nicely as we go through the post-Christmas period of time, so January 2026. I really am hoping, and I am aware of the fact that we have the jacket on the workshop at the moment. I am aware that Skin Creator does intend to make even more skins, weapon skins, deplorables. He has asked. So the future is still looking pretty good for Under the Salt. It's just, I do hope it lasts better. You know, it does have that nice rebound, the swing goes back up again, but I've got to wait and see. How many people are going to turn up and play Rust during Christmas period? I'll wait and see. Work crate small box. Never have I been so wrong. I saw nothing interesting about it. In fact, I did make a joke. Let's just quickly remind you of the stupid thing that I posted. Oh no, I left my box unlocked. Now everybody can grab everything from it. Yeah. So anyway, what happened? Number one, William used it in a video. He's been using it quite a lot. When William uses the skin, what happens? People buy it. But another thing that people have greatly appreciated with this was you can do it with any small box, really. You can do it with any small box. The fact that this has the top half transparent, you can hide this in rocks. So I've actually got a video right here. I actually made it somewhat recently. Here you go. And just from that thumbnail, you can see you can place these inside rocks. Around the beach is normally where it's best, but I found this near the snow in the cliff area. You can like perfectly put a small box inside a rock and people can't hit it, damage it. They can't do anything. They can throw grenades and whatnot. They can, you know, damage it with Molotovs, but you can't see it. Add the fact that with the top, you know, part of being fully transparent, even if a little bit did stick out, they can't see it. In this video, I do talk about how maybe some people might notice that you keep going back and forth to a rock, and as much as they can try and look in, you know, try and grab something themselves, you know, just put a lock in it, they can't do anything. So they don't exactly know where it is unless they kind of figure out what you're up to. That has proven to be quite appreciated. Oh yes. So in my predictions, initially I just didn't see the interest in it, but I was wrong. I suggested only 80 cents to $1.20. Let's just confirm that. I don't think that's correct. No, 80 cents to $1.20. I can confirm it. But evidently, yeah, it was desired. It was appreciated. William used it. Even better. Big boosts. $6 at the moment. I was wrong. I didn't notice. I didn't understand. And I've missed out. Sort of. See, once I started noticing William was using it, and once I started seeing people showcasing the usefulness and hiding it in rocks and whatnot, I actually went and put down some extra buy orders. So I'm here, just over $2. I did that before anybody else, like anything above $2, like $3 and whatnot. So I did approach it with a better sense of understanding, but I haven't actually picked up any. No. So did you buy any with a purchase or a buy order? Feel free to comment below. And were you there when I was recording a video showcasing this? Someone bought out all the stock and it just spiked in price again. Yeah, that was my doing. Not intentional. I just wanted to showcase the usefulness of it. But evidently, when you do that in front of people, they're going to make moves. So, yeah. So that proved to be a very nice bit of profit. And who knows, it could go up even higher in the future. How will it fare as we go through October time? Keep an eye out. But to sell it right now for a bit of profit, I wouldn't say no. Maybe you might be able to pick it up for a cheaper price in about 2 months' time. Well, technically speaking, next month. I keep forgetting it's September. No Mercy rocket launcher. It did go down in price. It hasn't gone down dramatically terribly bad. It still went down by about 20% though. So this actually has less listings compared to the Black Ops rocket launcher, which, you know, a lot more desirable, I guess you could say. And with the buy orders, it actually goes all the way up to $1.60. So when I looked at that, I thought, you know what, 80 cents to $1.20. At the moment, that's a bit too low. However, autumn fall seasonal dip, September, October, November. Will this drop off? Will the price go down? Will people unload all their stock to the highest buy orders? Will this go down, 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 down? Will that $1.20 suggestion actually prove to be good? We'll wait and see, I guess. But as of now, 2 months later, you probably have managed to pick up a few if you did go all the way up to about $1.20, but has that actually happened? Please consider commenting below. Have you picked up any of these with a buy order? I haven't. I'm pretty sure some people would have. Has this been even cheaper at any points? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't really look like it. But it's done a fairly decent job retaining that $2 price. Although, do remember, it sold for $2.49. So it's kind of sticking around a decent price, but still in the negative. So, okay then. Fair enough. Maybe if we get another rocket launcher, that'll probably go down even worse. Exactly like what happened with the Black Ops. Keep an eye out. Maybe we see one for Halloween. Maybe we see one for Christmas. And it won't be the first time it's happened before. So, alright, we'll keep an eye out. As expected, Temple Garage Door did go down in price. It's basically lost about half. Sold for $3 and right now it sits there at $1.65. Looking at the buy orders, it basically stops at $1.20. Now I did suggest 80 cents to $1.20. Could it go any lower? Well, I've already mentioned autumn fall seasonal dip. Will it negatively affect it even worse? Wouldn't really doubt it. It's only got 44 listings. This did like 16,000 subscribers. So that is kind of surprising, to be honest with you. Did you pick up any? I actually picked up a few of a buy order, but I did remove the buy order. I don't remember if I sold them quickly. Like, it just kind of went down to about $1.60 and just stopped. It's kind of just stagnant at the moment. We'll see how much worse it goes. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I picked them up for $1. Oh, good pick up then, Hedge. Well done. Okay, I didn't realise I picked them up for $1. Maybe I should sell them now. I've only just realised. I've got so many buy orders there, I completely forgot which account has what and what not. So, Training backpack. Evidently, yeah, people do appreciate a black backpack because that still retained its value. Now again, I bring it up. Right now it looks like that. What does it look like in about a month or two's time? Still even then, Hedge, you sat there and said 80 cents to $1.20. That's sitting there with barders comfortably above like $1.50, $1.60. I think I was wrong there. I'm sorry to say. But again, if you did a fast $1.20 barder, you probably still picked up some of them. Did you purchase any? Feel free to comment below. But honestly, is there anything that could give this a boost? Unfortunately, no. We've already had the jacket and all the other core pieces. There really isn't anything that's going to give that a boost. So if people are looking for a nice, affordable, approachable black backpack, maybe that'll be appreciated. But there's nothing that could come out that's going to give that a boost. Maybe primitive skins? I don't think that's happening, no. This honestly looks like it's fully complete. I don't really expect that much more for it. So, okay, fair enough. But yeah, I was wrong. That's done very, very nicely. So, props to the skin. Military SAP. Modern military SAP, military SAP, it's the same collection. Anyway, military collection, it's alright. It's just not perfect, I guess you could say. But the amount of SAPs we've seen so far in 2025, how much does it compare to the previous years? Well, at the moment, we have matched up to last year, and we've still got a good few months left. I will not be surprised if we see another Twitch drop. I will not be surprised if we see something for Halloween and Christmas. And again, regular Rustors, you can't doubt it. So, yeah, starting to see a lot more of them. However, last year's skins are doing quite all right. What's up with these? Well, maybe we have to wait until next year for these to end up like that. Because I can recall these were behaving like these when it was last year, and these were just comfortably in the positive along with these. Well, actually, these three weren't really that much loved. Sep Nana was doing quite all right. Redemption Sep, blimey, double in price. So anyway, Seps do tend to work out quite nicely. They don't really drop down in price that much. But this right here has lost a third of its value apparently. Is that just a straggler? Oh no, it's gone even lower. Whoa. So I had expectations. I thought it was just going to be all right. Just going to be okay. But with the amount of Seps we've had so far this year, and with the lack of interest in military collection apparently, other than the clothing and the armour, seems it has dropped off. I suggested 90 cents to $1.30, and I can confirm to you I picked up quite a lot with my buy orders. I might have to wait a while though until I see it become profitable. I am aware though people are looking at military collection as a nice alternative to desert camouflage, but it's not exactly perfect. But in some shade, oh, it does do a very good job. So okay, fair enough. Maybe if the collection be appreciated more, maybe the SAP might get appreciated more along with the other weapons. But look at all the weapons and tools. Every single one of them, except the LR300, which is quite ironic, all of them are in the negative. So yeah, a bit awkward. Croco bolt action rifle worked out nicely. Probably due to the fact that it didn't sell that much. But then again, as I mentioned, we don't have any other green, bolt action rifles. Now, do recall we had cell. Let me just quickly remind you. We do have. Oh no, it's like almost blue, and it got yellow on it. Yeah, it's not fully green. So yeah, okay. No, you are unique. You do blend in quite nicely with the jungle environment. Is it always going to be okay though? Honestly, I think what mainly benefited was the fact that it just doesn't have that many sales overall. And of course, looking on the Steam market, it's just sitting there with only 18 listings. Oh, 19. So lack of sales led to lack of listings, and lack of listings leads to not many people being able to buy it or wanting to buy it. What's the sales looking like though? Well, it looks like it kind of was going down, and then recently it's starting to go up. Quite a lot of skins did peak in August this year. There's been a bit of a nice upswing, but I wonder what happens as we go further into September. But at its lowest point so far, this was selling for about $1.70, $1.80. As of now, it's starting to improve, so not too bad, but I suggested, 90 cents to $1.30, if I can recall. I said 80 cents to $1.10. So if this went down to about $1.70, yeah, you might have picked up some, but honestly, it seems too low. Could it go any lower? We'll see, but I was wrong on that one. A bit too low. I'll tell you what, I wasn't wrong with the LR300 over here. Apocalypse Nomad LR300 was not appreciated. Skin creators didn't do anything wrong. It's just, perhaps people don't appreciate the collection. I wouldn't be surprised that they don't appreciate LR300s in general. But look at this. Hardly any listings, and it's still down bad. Highest buy order, just about $1. Now, when I looked at the LR300, what price did I suggest? 70 cents to $1. Did you pick up any? I picked up a few. I don't know how long I'm going to wait to actually sell it for a profit, but how many of these have actually sold recently? 0 in the past 24 hours. Mate, rarely do I see a skin with 0. There's no interest in this. What about show liquidity? So that's a pretty high bit of blue. 7. Is that it? Oh my. So 7's really big on the scale here. The highest we've seen in a single day for sales is 14. Oh dear. Yeah, there's no interest in that. So yeah, I was right to say in regards to the lowball prices, but that has not got that much interest. Who knows? Maybe one day we actually see a proper buff to the LR300 weapon, but we'll have to wait and see, because even though there was attempts to make that happen, it didn't really work out very nicely. So overall, I was wrong for quite a decent amount of these. I offered too low. But that's the current price as of now at the beginning of September, after seeing some prices rise up over the course of like August. If we were to look at these again next month, what will they look like then? That's something for you to consider and keep an eye out for. Inevitably, the autumn fall seasonal dip will roll in, and expectedly, with kids going back to school, not too many people playing Rust, and it's already starting to happen. Look over to here. We're already starting to go down. Oh dear, oh dear. Inevitably, with less people playing, less demand for skins, you'll see prices reach a new low point. But after that, as we steer towards Christmas, and of course New Year, you should expect to see prices improve ever so nicely. It's a routine thing that we see every single year. So overall, it's a perfectly fine Rust store. Quite a lot to talk about, but overall, no complaints. For the things I really did approach, I'm happy with their current state. And for the other things, I had picked up quite a lot of modern military SAPs. I'm pretty sure I could just wait it out and a bit of flip them. I haven't really bought too many of these LR300s. Garage door as well. But overall, yeah, it's nothing to really cry about at night. So feel free to comment below everything you purchased and buy orders, and talk about your current thoughts in regards to what we see. Now, let's just take a quick sneak peek to next week. And what do we have? Oh, Well, that's a pretty interesting skin over there. Oh, yeah. And this. Oh, and a hammer. Oh, and another pair of... Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, wait. This pair of boots took almost a year to be accepted. Oh, I wonder if we'll see that happen again. But, yeah, interesting better skins. But that wasn't, like, a weird thing to see. Because just, if I could remind you, that LR300 did wait a year to finally be accepted. It was a trend we're seeing happen throughout all of the summer of 2025. So, yeah, next week is pretty interesting as well. I hope you look forward to it. And with that, thank you very much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. Laugh at me, at my mistakes with my lowball prices, but don't always win. If I always won, it would be too easy. But I'll keep my head up high. I'll wait it out for positive times again, and hopefully I will be able to make some nice flips and whatnot. But I still am happy with the things I actually own and whatnot. I hope you do too. With that, thank you very much for watching. Catch you later. Saying goodbye. Best of luck with you and your investments.